Good evening, I'm Salud and welcome to my channel. Tonight I'm going to tell you a story I wrote about your journey and arrival to the palace as the new court necromancer for the Empress. Please like this video if you like it, subscribe to listen to more stories like this, and ring the bell to be notified when there's a new story available. Take a moment to get comfortable. There's no need to look at your screen, but there will be beautiful pictures of cemeteries on it. If you fall asleep and lose your place, there are chapters with timestamps in the description box below. Now, let's begin. You sink into buttery, dark leather carriage seats. The velvet curtains on the windows sway gently as you roll through the countryside. Fragments of soft summer light warm your cheekbones as you nap. Rain starts smattering against the carriage roof, heavier and louder until you wake. Through the window, you see a lush green countryside being misted with raindrops the size of delicate pearls. You're safe and dry, covered in heavy fur blankets. There's a pile of books and a food basket beside you, ready and waiting should you need them. The red ribbon bookmark in one novel reminds you that you're halfway through a romance about a vampire lord and his beautiful hostage. The characters drift lazily through your mind while you rest your eyes. When you wake up and stretch, your back pops with a delicious noise, releasing a pocket of tension in your spine. The steady rhythm of hoofbeats in the rain and the sensation of being carried forward lull you back to sleep. Hours later, your eyes flutter open and the carriage is quiet. The rain has stopped. The sun hangs lower in the sky, and you're further along on your journey. Reaching into the food basket, you pull out a warm meat pie. The scent of fresh crust wafts up to your nose as you carefully unwrap the checkered cloth. You savor each bite, making sure none of the juices dribble down your chin. It's sustaining and warm, with just the right amount of spice. When you're finished, you snuggle deeper into your fur blankets with a full stomach. The fur brushes softly against your cheek as you exhale. Your eyes drift closed and you take a deep breath. You feel the gentle pressure of the blanket as all your ribs slowly expand with the inhale, then softly shrink. There's the scent of polished leather seats and wet grass from outside. The carriage begins to move. The roll of the wooden wheels and the muffled pounding of hoofbeats carry you forward, lulling you back to sleep with their rhythm. 2 hours later, hoofbeats that pounded dirt road now clack rapidly against cobblestone. The sun is setting, casting the shops and buildings outside your carriage in a soft golden glow. There's a murmur of excitement as you pass. Your guards shout to create space for the carriage. Snippets of conversation rise over the commotion. Are they wearing black? There are 2? No, one is a guard. The voices fade and the carriage rolls onto a wooden platform. There's a lurch, the sound of ropes being pulled, and your stomach falls as the carriage is hoisted up. There's the sensation of gentle swaying, and looking out the window, you see the ground grow smaller as you're lifted through the air. 10 minutes later, your carriage stops, and the cool mountain air blows in through the window. There's the quiet chatter of the nobility and gentry surrounding you now, soft speculations spoken behind silk fans. There's excited murmuring as you twist the brass handle of the carriage door. The rumor is that the new court necromancer is very beautiful One of your guards holds open the carriage door. His hand is cool to the touch when you take it. The first thing the court sees is your shiny black boots. You step down, feeling safe but small in the layers of your black lace and deep purple silks. You lift your traveling veil and blink your thick eyelashes in the morning sun. You're greeted by Lord Simon, ambassador to the crown and the Empress's uncle. He's an older man, graying at the temples. His vibrant green robes are beautifully made, and his handshake is firm and warm. "It's a pleasure to meet you," Lord Simon says. "We'll leave your guards to unpack. The Empress has personally asked me to show you to your room. Pay the crowd no mind." You follow him through the giant arched entrance to the royal palace, carved into the side of a mountain. The hallways are bright and elegant. The ceiling slopes upwards and invites your eyes to follow. The soft blue carpet feels lush under your feet. Lord Simon makes polite small talk, and the pleasant timbre of his orator's voice surrounds you. Like all politicians, he speaks from the chest. He tells you about the bathing rooms, filled with food and drink to enjoy while you soak in the scented floral water. The gardens that are blooming with fresh roses and court gossip. The ballroom, the gallery, the warm kitchens that smell like rosemary. His descriptions are enchanting, and moments later you're standing in front of your room. The door is made of heavy oak, etched with polished silver filigree. "I trust everything will be in order," Lord Simon says, and then he departs with a bow. The heavy door swings open, and the sight that greets you is perfection. There's a small foyer with a hallway to the left, leading to your lab. To your right is a spiral staircase going up to the dining area with a big window for the sunlight to pour in. The banister is carved from smooth white stone. A beautiful wooden china cabinet full with cups and saucers stands near the cozy table for two. A massive curved desk occupies the center of the room. As you approach, a sheen reflects off the polished, warm-colored wood. There's vellum, a heavy brass seal, stamps, red wax, and crystal inkwells the size of your fist sparkling in the sun. They're filled with greens and blues, resting like gemstones in jewelry. Fountain pens with shiny brass nibs stand at attention on the desk like soldiers. You run your hand along the back of the soft burgundy leather chair and smile. What will you create here? Lab notes? Love letters? Correspondence with royalty? There's a fireplace bigger than a sofa on the far wall, and when the summer nights grow cold, it will be appreciated. There's a bearskin rug that looks thick and inviting, and you envision yourself stretched out on your stomach, reading a book in front of a roaring fire. If the room was a crown, the bed would be the grandest jewel set within it. It's large enough for 4 people, with looming posts that arch and meet at the top to form a canopy of velvet curtains. They're done in deep red and black, with silver fringe. They look luxurious and heavy, and you can't resist pulling them back to peek at the bed itself. It's inviting. The comforter is thicker than your hips, and you see soft white furs laid out at the end. The pillows are plush, and when you brush the pads of your fingers against them, your eyelids feel heavy. The journey has been so long, and the bed looks so comfortable. It's all you can do to tear yourself away and examine the large closet. The wooden door gives way to a small hallway, and you see your dark wardrobe has been hung with care. It's a gallery of silhouettes, and the sight of them makes you smile. You see peace lilies have been laid at the bottom of the closet. They'll cover your clothes in their soft, refreshing scent. Your jewelry, makeup, and perfume are laid out carefully on your vanity. The silver, gold, and crystals they're encased in catch the setting sun, reflecting dots of light across the room as you move towards them. Your perfumes are stored in delicate little vials shaped like animals, embellished with bits of mirror. You take a seat at your vanity. As if on cue, your attendant walks in through the door with the last of your things. Her steps are shaky as she approaches. Sybil, you've called her. She brushes your hair until it shines, then runs a warm cloth across your face, taking special care with your ears and neck. It feels soothing, and your eyes drift closed while she works. The soft makeup brush she uses is luxurious against your skin. Your eyes drift closed as you give yourself over to the transformation. Time passes with brush strokes across the tops of your cheeks and your eyelids. Some are rapid and others are broad and sweeping, but they're all very gentle. Your attendant's heels click backward to take in the sight of her work, and you gaze into the mirror to do the same. Your eyes are painted in sparkling kohl, and when you tilt your head, your eyelids glimmer with your earrings in the sun. And the reflection in the mirror, your skin glows as if it's been lit from within. You bring a hand to your cheeks, noting that you're still yourself. Your features have been polished, not hidden or altered. Sybil offers you a hand out of your chair, and you realize it's time to dress. Your travel clothes pleasantly slide against your skin before they crumple to the floor. They're folded and put away. Bracing yourself against one of the posts of your canopy bed, the warm leather of your corset clings to the skin of your ribs. You hear the pull of the laces as it's threaded. The corset is warm and comfortable, and you can feel it hugging you, keeping you secure and helping you stand tall. A dark, gauzy silk is wrapped around you carefully, then gathered at your hip. There's a blue sash embroidered with the night sky draped over your shoulder. It connects to the delicate gold jewelry wrapped around your wrists. There's finishing touches, a heavy necklace set with blue diamonds, and earrings that end in the fine chains that brush against your collarbones as you walk. Your hair is braided, then interwoven with precious gems and black flowers. Red pigment is swept across your lips, and you feel beautiful. You bow your head to your attendant, Sybil, and thank her for her excellent work. There's a knock at your door, and a guard announces he's been instructed to bring you before the Empress and her court. You take a deep breath, exhale slowly, and walk towards the door with your head held high. You follow the guard down a long hallway lined with the paintings of past emperors and empresses. The fashions on the portrait subjects sift through the ages with each step. From high ruffled collars to the sleek, natural fashions of the last empress. The paintings are done in vibrant oils, and so rich in detail you notice all the people have the same sad eyes. You look, but don't see one for the current empress, though she was only crowned last month. You hear the steady, reassuring click of your footsteps and breathe deeply, savoring the snugness of your corset. At the end of the hallway, two huge metal doors loom. They're engraved with the image of a tree covered in falling leaves. They open with a groan, and you're transported to another world. A grand hall greets you, with glittering chandeliers and walls painted in sky blue. Ornate tapestry depicting the history of the empire hangs from the walls. Even the minor nobles have gathered, and the room is a riot of color. You note as you step towards the throne that pastels are in fashion right now. The wash of lavender silk scarves that wave to you from the crowd remind you of fish swimming through the ocean. You see tall feathers stuck into grand hats, brass monocles that shine in the sunlight, and painted faces with red lips that turn to stare at you. You walk through the parted crowd with careful steps, feeling conviction from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. It spills out of you, leaving invisible rings of light where you step on your journey to the throne. You take deep, smooth breaths, keeping your chin level with the ground. The throne looks like a tree as well, a mighty oak with jeweled leaves that have been lined with gold. They catch the sun and send spots of light skittering across the hall floors like confetti. The Empress sits upon it, her back straight and her eyes clear. The pale green silk of her gown drips over the armrests. The hue of the silk complements her deep skin, and the gold accents of her necklace and bracelets match the shimmer painted across her eyes. You approach and bow deeply. There's no waver as you lower and rise, and you silently congratulate yourself on a perfect show of respect. The Empress rises, and a hush falls over the crowd. Her voice is clear and loud like a silver church bell. My court welcomes you, Necromancer. You rise and speak with a voice you hope matches her own. It is an honor to join your court, your imperial grace. It is my hope that my art and science can serve you well and bring strength to our empire. She stares into your eyes, and for a moment it's as if it's just the two of you. The crowd of nobles melts away, and she smiles at you. You spoke with sincerity. Your skills are your own, and your vocation has always been its own reward. The Empress looks the same age as you, now that you have time to stare into her face. It must be a burden, you think, to have so much responsibility. And her smile grows larger. Polite applause pulls you from your moment out of time with the Empress. You move to stand with the rest of her advisors behind the throne, partially covered by gold leaves and waiting until your expertise is needed. There are few issues within the court that need the counsel of a necromancer, so you listen. One courtier comes forward, bringing news from the south. His message about the people there and their disposition seems harmless to you, but a flash of a frown appears on the Empress's face. It's gone as soon as you can see it, and the courtier vanishes back into the crowd with a bow. The murmur of voices and the rustle of expensive fabric is a melody all its own, and you adore the way the Empress's voice carries above it all. A small gong is rung, and the nobles file out. And that's the end of part 1. I'm very sorry I couldn't finish the whole story. I'll have the next part up as soon as I can. It's going to be a 2-part series. If you'd like another story to help you sleep, I have so many people to thank for this story. And the pictures you're looking at were provided by my friend Bosesbjorn, and every single one of them was taken by him My very good friend Erik did my beta reading, and the very talented Susan Maloney was able to look over my script for me. It makes me sound more successful than I am to say things like I couldn't have done it alone. But the truth is, even for my tiny YouTube channel, I have gotten where I am with the help of my friends, and they're probably listening to this right now, so thank you. I really appreciate everyone who tunes in to listen. I write these stories myself, and I have so much fun doing it, and I really like that I can share them with people and maybe help them fall asleep. I know what it's like to lay awake at night and just want to go to bed. It's so frustrating. But please don't put hard expectations on yourself. Everything's going to be okay.